Alright, I think we're live. We should be good. Hopefully everybody's having a good Sunday afternoon, or Sunday evening, or I guess technically Monday morning, depending on where you are on the planet. So it's been a long time since we've played Transport Fever 2 on stream. If you're not familiar with what we're doing here, this is an entire playthrough with only trains. No trucks, no airplanes, no ships, just trains. And we've got a couple of hub areas here that we're putting all of our different industrial things into. I've got 2 sets of warehouses and different tracks and everything, and because these share a road, they have a connection with each other. And they've got basically infinite shareable inventory between them, which is why some of this stuff tends to pile up here until it gets picked up by somebody else. Outside of that, we have, well, actually literally outside of that, because it's a loop, we've got passenger rail going around the outside, as it is wont to do. And I believe, yeah, we went all the way from West Covina up to Peoria, San Diego. Oh, we did go to this corner. Concord, and then... Wait, did we go all the way around? Port St. Lucie, Chattanooga. We did! We did go all the way around. It is the entire loop. I don't know how I could have possibly forgotten that, but it's been a couple months. So, we do have a complete loop. We do have most of the cities served by at least one industry. And what I would have considered completion for this playthrough is to get to 2050, which is what gives you the achievement for having a playthrough entirely with trains and to have every city served with every type of demand that it has. So currently, Indianapolis, for example, just because it's right here, wants bricks, construction material if you want to be proper about it, and food, and they're receiving neither of those because the only connection to Indianapolis right now is for passenger traffic, and they've got a loop here. We did this in a bunch of cities, and then they've got this line that connects to the outside loop. There are a couple cities that are receiving almost 100% in terms of their demands. Beaverburg is probably the closest one, even though it's, you know, the numbers aren't exactly perfect, but they are getting something of everything. And I don't think there's any other city that can say that. What is happening here? Oh, that's the sawmills going away. Okay, well, we don't really need that. In terms of flow-through rates and all that, we do have the option to check out line statistics and give us a little bit more of an idea of what's happening here. But I think fact of the matter is we just don't have enough stuff connected to enough other stuff. So we're not really going to know, period point blank, what's going to work until we do it. I mean, people in Vancouver really want to get somewhere, huh? Okay, so we do have counterclockwise and clockwise. It's been a long time since I've even remotely opened this up, so bear with me for a second. Now, this is a tool supply to the hub, so we should have a train coming into... Not this train, but there should be a train coming down this track that can come and grab all of these tools. It can hold 252, and I've got, wow, I've got 300 something. So this needs to be a longer train. It's got 14 boxcars. I actually don't even know if it can hold more than 14 on the platform length. I have never heard of Star Rapture. Also, hello. Okay, so this can actually get lengthened. Let's do that before it stops. Thank you, autosave. Alright, let's grab... Let's see, 2 more. I think they had like 300 something. I'm gonna go for 306. We'll try that. It looks like that's gonna be about as much as I can fit. Yeah, any more and it would slow down the loading. It's already got 51 something here. We'll see how that plays out. Whiskerwood is on the list of things that I'm going to attempt to play. Probably first exposure to that's going to be a stream. And then if people end up liking that, and if I end up liking it, I guess, importantly, then I might make a video series. I know Skystorm has been deep in the mines, so to speak, with Whiskerwood. I've not had a chance to watch any of those videos, though. Hey, everybody. Saying hello in chat. Alchemy Factory. I'll try to remember that. I probably should at some point put out another one of those surveys so people can tell me what games they'd like me to play. We've just been so deep into the beavers for so long that it is it's kind of an alien concept, me playing a game that isn't Timberborn. We had a good time though. I've really enjoyed it, and I know a lot of people have been very excited to see all those different series come to a conclusion. We're getting there. Very, very close. I think Water Beavers has one more left after the one I just recorded. That will be up tonight for the boosters, and of course tomorrow morning for everybody else. Ember Pelts probably can be finished with one more episode, and then the 1.0 experimental, I haven't touched that in almost a month. But at least one more on that, maybe two. We'll see. Am I doing okay? Well, the easy answer to that is yes. I'm still tired though. But it's not the same as, you know, playing Timberborn nonstop for like 4 months while also working 3 other demanding part-time jobs and trying to do another YouTube channel and all this other stuff. Like some idiot decided it would be smart for me to do that. I'll let you take a guess as to who that was. But yeah, I'm doing better. Just really tired. I feel like if I kept Water Beavers going to episode 70, there would be a subset of people who would be very upset that I did not stop on the number immediately preceding 70. We'll see what happens. Alright, so let's check and see. Is Peoria getting anything? No, there's absolutely no cargo coming into here. Oh, another thing I should ask is voice to background music game sound fine? Like the balance? I have not even bothered to check. Would not be nearly as nice. Yeah, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm not doing 420 episodes of that, so that ought to give you a pretty good idea. You're here from the Timberborn series. Well, I'm glad you decided to check something else out. The streams are a lot slower than the videos are, because I do try as much as I can to interact with people who are talking in chat. So if you're coming and you're expecting a whole lot of really fast, really good technical prowess in this game, you're not going to find it here. That's just how these always go. You can hear me? Yes. Okay, well, not exactly the question I asked, but that's fine. Man, I'm not putting any cargo into any of these cities. Okay, so this is a San Diego siding. This is a... Oh, this is a passenger line going all the way down to... Wait, no, it's not. Oh, this was the old passenger terminal, and then I turned it into the loop thing. So this does have a freight line, and I think because it's let me actually check the platforms here. Okay, so this is a cargo platform. I just don't have a line running on it. Why do I not have a line running on it? So this goes down to, I think... Why is this stopped? Mixed Freight Express, no path. Did I accidentally do something stupid here? Because this is definitely... It definitely goes here. Or is this because I disconnected it from the... oh, Modesto. Or I guess Modesto, no. Why are all these broken? I didn't change anything, did I? Okay, so that says it can't go because there's somebody on the tracks. Is that what this is? So we're on the second from the left line. Aha! Oh, okay, I know what happened here. It's turned into a thing where I refuse to build enough trunk lines going across the river here. So it shouldn't actually be a problem, as long as I can remember exactly where I was going. There we go. Alright, so this train here. Okay, they don't even share a track until they get all the way down to the... Who built this? It was me. I built this. So this merges into here. So why is this like this? They are big boys, yes. Most of the... In fact, I'm pretty sure all of the local freights are big boys, because I have very limited options for trains I can assign to things. And the big boy's also cool. Let's see. Get myself turned around again. Alright, I gotta figure out why in the world this is doing this, because there is nothing blocking this. So, it says no path. If I click on the line... Oh, what? How did I not... Alright. Well, there's your problem. It didn't have anywhere to go. How did that even happen? Choo Choo mod, to my knowledge, is no longer being developed, so probably not. I was wondering why this wasn't... Oh, there's nothing on the train anyway, huh? Well, I guess we should probably follow this one for a while. Hello, hello. It's pretty late at night over in Australia, isn't it? It's got to be past midnight over there. Or at least past 10 or 11 o'clock at night. I think I modified the station last time. I probably did. Oh, because I was putting in the loop. That might have been one of the last things we did. 5 a.m.! How did I get the time so wrong? Won't be making it to the Great American Railroad show today at the fairgrounds. Going to do some nature things today instead. Well, that is also a very good choice. I was never a Terraria guy, to be perfectly honest with you. I played Minecraft a lot 15 years ago. Almost exactly to the day. Was when I would have first gotten into Minecraft. I think beta 1.2 was what was out at that point. So I don't think I'll ever want to revisit that. Also because there's an unbelievable glut of Minecraft content online. It would be pointless to try and add to it. Terraria, though, I know is not the same as Minecraft. But it kind of falls, I think, into that same category. I don't know that I could qualify it as a city builder, per se, and then YouTube would absolutely just destroy me if I attempted to upload something like that. I think it's another one of those things where I have to balance the available time that I have to do this against my existing knowledge and expertise in any category of anything, and I've never played the game. I don't know that I would actually be any good at it. And as things go with YouTube, it's probably something, depending on how everything else in my life goes, it's probably something that I'm going to have even less time for moving forward. So we'll see. What state do I live in? Denial, constantly. No, I'm in the southeast U.S. My winter car. Now that is definitely not a city builder game. But I've seen the videos of my summer car, and it looks absolutely hilarious. Well, it's not something I could do on YouTube. If I had the time and I had the energy and I had the desire to get back into Twitch at all, then that would be something that would probably do very well over there. I'm just tired. I woke up 45 minutes ago. Trying to catch up on sleep. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep for the past 5 months. Had a very long family vacation in which I basically had a full-time job of driving the car for 2 weeks. It was like 60-some hours of driving the car. We rented a car and we turned it in and said we'd driven it for 83 hours in 12 days. Car Dealer Sim. I've been watching all of RCE's videos on that. It's a whole lot of fun. Definitely not something that YouTube would tolerate me uploading on this channel without just destroying me. Which is frustrating because it looks like it would be fun. I wish I could time-lapse this game. Stuff takes forever. I gotta figure out why I'm only getting so many things out of here, because I've got fuel and I've got stuff stored in, but it's not distributing them. At least not the way I would prefer to. I think I need more fuel. And I only have so much capacity to make fuel. So the fuel refinery here, and I think, because it's 1-to-1, I've got to be able to get this here going back and forth more efficiently. Because I think I've got regular crude oil coming in here. And then from over here I've got crude oil coming in. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is maxed out. And it's storing this. I think it's just an issue of there's not enough being shipped out. So this is the Hub Fuel Express, but it can't fill this up fast enough. A cat dealership. Well, that would be the cat distribution system. It seems to work pretty well all by itself, without my help. You know, I guess depending on how you look at it, yeah, Satisfactory is not really a city builder, it's a factory builder. It does have kind of the same things. I really wanted to get back into Satisfactory, but the beavers kind of decided it was their turn to dominate my life for half a year. Because I know there's the Fixmas Christmas event. I didn't even finish it for 2024. And I know they did it for 2025. I didn't even open the game for the past several months. When's 1.2 coming out? Actually don't know. I haven't kept up with any Satisfactory dev news in a long time. Okay, so this city actually is doing a lot better than I thought it was. But we need more fuel, we need more tools. I need to find another fuel refinery. I don't know that there is one. Oh, literally right here. How long has this been here? Of course these people don't want. So, okay, we've got this here, we've got this here, so that could actually be connected reasonably well. And I've got 3 of these. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. I guess I should go ahead and put in a cargo station. Just start with 2 tracks because why not? I think I had this at, what was the length I was using for all this? That's 240. Did I just go straight to 320? Oh, which one rotates? This one, okay. Alright. I don't need high speed because it's cargo. There is no high speed cargo. This isn't Japan. So is it shift? Yes, okay. I gotta relearn all the game controls. Bear with me here. So if that goes here to here, it's probably going to remove farm fields, but I'm also not using that farm. Oh, actually, I could just have that come out on that side. That's probably fine. I do want that to be straight. That does always look better. All right, so put that there. Then I swing this around all the way. Get this lined up nice on here. Oh, look at that dimple it's got there. That's awful. Okay. Well, is what it is. So, if that's got a dual track, it actually probably needs to be a 3-track because we're going to have multiple things coming in here. I don't have to put another platform on it if I just put in the export track, as it were, on this side. I think that's going to be fine. This is close enough to have its own dedicated track that's going to max out pretty soon. Then I could have the other side of this come out there, and then I could have an... Okay, yes, that's going to be fine. Alright, so now I've just got to get this all connected here. If this is also going to be cargo, I could have this come out this way and probably be fine. I'm going to have to move some of these guys, which means this track is going to be the one that connects to here. And that is going to be a tunnel coming out there. I guess that's fine. It's 75 miles an hour. That's about all we can do. Is this ugly? Yes. Is it fine? Also, yes. Let's do... Okay. Little cowards aren't going to let me do this, huh? Alright, so coming into the station is not going to matter how fast that goes. Just, you know, long arm of progress is going to do that to those folks. 30 miles an hour there is probably okay. If I can get this to 75, about as much as it can here. Yeah, it's not going to go. It's not going to go that fast. I am so excited for Transport Fever 3. You have absolutely no idea. I've seen I've seen all those videos, and every time, like, you know what? This is a game that still looks like the old one, but you can tell they've actually made a whole lot of improvements to it instead of trying to reinvent the wheel in a terrible. I don't care if a station's overloaded. Get out of here. I actually probably should care. Okay, well I demolished the road. That's too bad. Take the train. Could not connect all. Okay, hold on. I do need to fix this if I don't have. If I don't have this. I'm gonna get distracted and forget. We'll do that later. Okay, so that's connected there. Wait a minute. This doesn't need to go here. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? That doesn't need to go there at all. It needs to go to the hub. Sheesh. This is what happens when I get distracted with this. Okay, where is the hub? Are we all the way over here? Yeah, okay, so that is going to have to be... That is going to have to be... Oh, I have another refinery here. Okay. This is going to have to go underground in a big way. Oh, we'll figure that out later. Ember Pulse playthrough will get a carousel before it's done. Well, thanks very much. I'm glad you enjoyed the videos. Hope things get a little bit better for you. Oh, did we get a huge drop of new rolling stock? I think we did. Okay, we already had the AM fleets. Bombardier bi-levels and Go Transit without the Go Transit logo. Okay. And that holds 33. It only goes 87 miles an hour. No new cargo stuff. That's to be expected. And no steam MUs? No, of course not. Already had the Metroliner. That's already old. AEM 7. Okay. Already had those. Well, it's got a top speed of 124. Tractive effort's actually not that bad. It's not great, but it's fine for passenger stuff. SD 40-2. Okay, now we have actual viable diesels. I don't know. I kind of want to just stay with the electrics, but I got to be careful. Because this has 116,000 pound-feet. Yeah, the EP2 is just the best for the freight, honestly. I'll have to see the outside. Have a great streaming weekend. Well, thanks for stopping in. Always good to see you. Okay, I can disconnect this. I can disconnect all of this. They don't need to be coming through here at all. Yeah, that's going to be served entirely by trains. Where does this road even go? Don't need to go from the steel mill to the oil well. Don't need that at all. And if I'm going to have this connect here, I probably want that to be on this side. So let's take that away. Cargo station, only going to need one track. Oh, that's going to line up almost perfectly. All right. So that can go there just fine. Let's get that popped in right there. Is that the correct track? It is. Oh, look, gratuitous use of tunnels once again. Okay, so that's fine there. Then I've got to have one coming up here, one coming over here. I'm pretty sure 3 of these oil wells is going to be enough. We will see. Okay, so this is a road connecting these two towns that we are not currently doing any servicing of. So I suppose it's probably... I'm going to have to contend with the possibility of having an intersection in a tunnel. I don't want that. I'll go over. There we are. I'm about to say, where in the world is my thing here? Okay, well, it looks like Looks like this is not going to be a great scenario for folks driving on that road now. Well, take a detour, or you can just ride the train. Let's throw him a bone though. Let's do a very terrible slow country road. I can take them home here. There you go. Just go right the way around that. All right. So that doesn't quite fit. If I want it to connect, I have to put it in a very specific spot. Come on, there we go. All right, so that will that'll probably be fine. I do want to check and see, make sure that I'm not going to have anything making stupid intersections here. So if that goes into... Yeah, I'll go into this same one here because it's very unlikely that this and this are going to have conflicts. Okay, that is... Okay, that's an undercrossing. Alright, that's fine. That was always allowed. And it's all 75 all the way. That's exactly what I want to see. Before things get too crazy, let's put a signal on this. Yeah, we just want to make sure this stops outside. And the same thing over here. Should not have any issues with this. And then this track, I guess, just gets to be dedicated for this guy. And this is an existing trunk line for the trains. This is a passenger, I think it's a passenger thoroughfare. Yeah, that's the cross-continent thing. So I have to cross this, which means probably I'm going to have to go over the top of this thing. So let's turn this. Put this as far back as I can. I'm pretty sure this is going to be fine. Because I do not want to create that. That is a bad idea. So let's get this. Let's go up. Can't go up any further than that. That's not going to be enough. So if I go up to here, and then I go across, if I can get it to... no, that's not gonna play nice. Yeah, it's not gonna let me do that. Well, can I go under? Is that what the issue is? Might be actually taller. Okay, let's go down to say there. And then that's going to give me a tunnel if I go just like that. But I want this to come... Nope, that's definitely not going to work. I need to find the minimum length that it will tolerate for something like this. I guess I could also turn it. It's not really going to be that big of a deal if it can't go fast. That's going to have to be good enough. I can't really justify doing much else. Let's bring this back up to the surface. Still 55 miles an hour. It's not gonna be fantastic. Let's keep this at 75 as much as we can. Okay, so that's gonna get us at least visible here. And then that... Oh, I could have gone much wider. Okay, let's think about this just a little bit more logically here. Okay, so that is the end of that. I just need this to connect by the time it's all said and done with this. And that goes... He says it's got a collision with that. Why? Is it because of the tunnel? Is it because it's not at the... okay, not at the same height. So I need to get that solved before I get... Oh, actually, this isn't... It's not terrible coming up here like that. But that is going to be on top of the hill, so that's not going to work. Let's come down to maybe here. Okay, so that is still a tunnel. That's going to be completely underground this entire time. And that's going to come out right here. Now, if I play my cards right here, I could trunk these in the same tunnel, but that's probably not gonna work. Okay, so that's going over. I definitely don't need it to. I definitely don't need it to go over. We may have to have a little bit of a slowdown here. Is that 72? Can I get this to go any faster? Okay, I can get it to 75 if I stop it right here. That's in the tunnel, but they're not merged. They're just next to each other. And that goes there. Okay. That should be fine. What happened? What happened here? That's not what that's supposed to look like. Not even close. Do all the tunnels look like that, or just those? Well, you know what the saying goes, like, it's if it works, it works. If it's stupid, then it's stupid, or whatever you want to say. Okay, I need to have a line between here and here. That's what we can start with. Let's call this Port St. Lucie Refinery, Fuel Refinery. There we go. Fuel Refinery Supply. And that goes there. We'll have to populate these later. So this is going to be, let's call this Miramar Refinery Supply 1. And I'm going to have here to here Miramar Refinery. Oh, I said refiner. That's not what that's called. That's also not how that's spelled. Good job. Let's fix this real quick before I go insane. And then the last one is going to go in here. And it's not throwing anything at me that's going to make it upsetty spaghetti, so I think we should be okay. Refinery Supply. Not... There we go. I can't spell. All right, so we got all three of those. We've got the supply into here taken care of. Then I just need to have something going into the hub that will help distribute everything. I have not played Alchemy Factory, no. Is the audio low? It's possible. I have not changed any settings in the past super long time. Yeah, the city names in this game are randomly assigned without regard for any sort of geographical alignment. Let's see, what's a good example? Yeah, we got Vancouver here in the middle of nowhere. Indianapolis over here. West Covina, California in the corner. I don't know why that's even on the list. I guess Chattanooga, kind of in between mountains, foothills, makes sense, but Port St. Lucie, no. Concord, New Hampshire. And then, oh, that was Kurt who was in stream last time and asked that I rename it this because the game that bombed. But yeah. San Diego at least is on some body of water. It's fine. Audio's a problem. Like it's completely gone or it's just really quiet? I guess if you don't respond, then I'm going to have an idea. Alright, give me a... I know YouTube streaming, for whatever reason, has substantially lower volume than just normal videos. I don't know why that's the case. Okay. So I don't know why it's... If people are both saying that it's fine and that it's inaudible, I don't know how to solve that. It's probably a YouTube issue. Well, I don't want to mess with my mic settings because that opens an entire can of worms. So unfortunately, I don't think I have anything to offer. It just does this sometimes. What was I doing? Oh, I forgot what I was up to. Goods Factory is going to pop up somewhere else. If it does close down, that's fine. Oh, we were over here, and I have to supply. Trains. So the annoying thing about doing this is that it's always an issue getting the trains onto the tracks. I guess to some extent, it's probably fine. We don't need to worry about it. But what I'm gonna do is get these trains built one at a time. I definitely, as long as I'm possibly able to get these EP2s is 1976, and this goes away in 1979. So, I definitely want that to be taken advantage of. So any train that we're using in this entire area can just be tank cars. I definitely am going to want to have... we're going to try for the 306 capacity. And I'm going to put this on fuel refinery supply. So this, it's going to not have anything going on for a while because I haven't hooked up the supply yet, but I want to check and make sure that it's going to clear the platform first. That is quite long, but I think it's going to be... Yeah, that fits. So now I need to rename the train. There we go. So now that that's in place, I don't think I'm ever going to have to upgrade that, no matter what the game says to complain about something being old. Now I've got to send in identical trains here. Let's go another one of these. I guess I just need to have these... Oh. I forgot I already had one. Okay. So I guess we'll just... guess I'll just get 3 more of these. So before I send this off, let's call this... I cannot spell. Come on. Okay, refinery supply 1. I guess I just need to do that exact same thing. Alright, so refinery supply 1 goes on. I bet you can't guess. I need to find it first. There we go. Refinery supply 1. So that's going to go, it's going to go through the platform, and then once it goes through the platform, I should be able to do the second one, and then I can move this track to go to the third one. Wonder if YouTube's mess with volume levels between stereo versus surround. That's possible. I know, like, audio encoding is kind of a dark art, as it were. Okay, that's gone. There we go. I don't broadcast in surround, so maybe it's trying to compensate for something, and it's only giving you some sort of incomplete sum of volume. I don't know. I'm also not streaming in 1440. I'm not supposed to be. My internet cannot handle streaming in 1440. It crashes my computer. Because it's trying to force out... I don't know. We had this whole deal the last couple streams in 2025 before I got too busy to do it. So I think what I managed to get it to do was recognize that I'm streaming in 1080, so YouTube doesn't flip out, but then it still lets you guys watch it in 1440. And I think it upscales it. But I'm not outputting in 1440, so I don't know. I don't know if it's just because the YouTube stream... Okay, these trains are going to have to get fixed here, because I definitely have made a mistake. But I'm pretty sure... I've just used the same stream template for the past 5 years, pretty much. So I haven't changed any of those settings. I just changed what's getting fed into it, and then it tries to upload it, or upscale it, not upload it. Which, hey, if it wants to do that and it looks fine, then cool. That's fine by me. Because that makes it a whole lot easier for my piddling internet. Thanks, Comcast. Now, why is this no path electric? I mean, I've got catenary absolutely everywhere. So if that is an issue of this station not being... But it is. It is electrified. They're all electrified. Is the tunnel not electrified? No, it's definitely electrified. I don't know what is happening here. Let's try turning the train around. No path. Okay. Why is this now on this other thing trying to get there? That is not supposed to be competing with this. They're separate lines that don't go to the same... Oh. I know what I did. I was supposed to put this on the third line instead. Well, that would explain what's happened here. There we go. There we go. Yeah, there are many reasons why fiber is going to be a huge problem for me. Mostly because of what they're going to have to do to get it into the house and around all these things that they can't really get around. So I need to get that split off there, and then I need to get this. There we go. I need to be very careful with this. This goes to the 2. So I determined that... Oh, it's not going to let them do this until this is gone, unless I put a signal here. The only thing that was really causing problems for me with not having fiber was streaming, and I ended up not doing very much of that. There we go, getting on the correct track. You better stop. There you go. No train in real life can stop that quickly, just so everyone is aware. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I think that's back to normal. I'm going to leave this here just in case we need to ever change anything. But that should now have all of this going... Yeah, there we go. All of this going through here. I just have to be able to export, which the town right next to it doesn't want fuel, which is annoying because that would be super convenient. So this needs to go all the way across. And I don't have anything coming directly into here. I decided last episode that I was going to... Last stream, I don't know how many months ago that was. No, yeah, uploading is going to be just incredibly... I used to have fiber. Okay, yeah, we did talk about this. It's one of those things that's on my hopefully sometime this year list. Need a western depot. Well, the idea is I want everything to come into these depots, and if I split it up, like right now, these two are sharing stuff, which is fine. I don't want to have another depot across the map, or else I have to have trains going between those two, and that's not very efficient. Right now, this entire inventory is shared between every train that touches this. I would like to maintain that if possible. So, I need to decide whether or not I'm going to expand this one or this one. I think it's probably going to make more sense to have this one go a little bit further out. So I suppose what I should be doing... look at the lag when I turn this on. What I should be doing is just expanding platforms here. And then have some that go across. Oh, is that the maximum amount of platforms? That's going to create interesting problems. I guess I'll have to have another one. So let's do... It's not going to let me do any more of this, huh? Okay, so is this an issue of it just has too many items at once? And I'm going to be able to put a platform and then a building next to it? Okay, that's exactly what it is. So, it's a large side building. Are these all large side buildings, or I made it some sort of stupid looking thing? I suppose these are going to be all large side buildings. Alright, so that's exactly what's happened is I've maxed out the station. Autosave lag. Yeah, so I'm going to have another station on the other side for probably the other things on there. But they are going to all be able to share stuff because it's all connected. I just have to be careful how I do this. Yeah, so no more tracks on this. That one's leaving, that's fine. I just know I'm going to have a tremendous quantity of stuff attached to this. Oh, wait a second. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to alternate these. Why are you like this? I don't know. It's a very good question that I don't have the answer to. So, main buildings hold more stuff, technically. And the side buildings have to fill in the ends. Alright, now that that incredible science fair has ended, I've got to run myself a road here. Let's try just a regular street. Is that how I did that there? Yes. Alright, so that doesn't even have to connect to anything else. It just has to go between these. Yeah, so this, it seems, I don't remember exactly which ones are going where, but I'm pretty sure this is going to all these towns up here. This is mostly inputs, and then these other towns, then I have to have something else here. I've got lines going to Beaverburg. Nothing going to Corona. I do need to fix that. Is Vancouver getting anything? Yes. They're not getting everything. Paterson's getting stuff. Norfolk is getting stuff. Pembroke Pines is getting stuff. It's actually almost completely satisfied. Hollywood is not. Hollywood was at some point getting stuff, but... oh, that was one of the ones that was busted. Waiting for a free path, huh? Okay, Peoria Mixed Freight Express. So that Central Hub 2 Electric Boogaloo. Why did I name it that? Could not connect all stations. So that's going on that platform. Get this out of here. So that's the purple line is what we're following. This goes... oh, that's Pembroke Pines. Why is that going to Pembroke Pines? Because that can't go through. But that's... no, that's the wrong... that's the wrong thing. Peoria is all the way up here. Yeah, why did I have... that's supposed to be going to that thing there, which means that's coming up this way, which means that's coming up here, and that's empty. There's nothing going on that. What happened to this? So that comes out there. Comes through this whole trunk. It is stopped on the bridge? Oh, I was following the wrong track. Alright, so why is this not a thing? So that is on the same track there. This comes into here. And then this splits. Okay. So what I need to do is I need to double track this. This whole area here. Because this is, I'm pretty sure, the only thing that is actually causing... oh, look at this disaster here. Yeah, no big deal. You just gotta wait for 5 different train tracks. So this is stopped because... but that's not a signal. Why is it stopped there? It shouldn't be able to stop anywhere that's not a signal. Well. Construction not possible. Is that because of these stupid cars? Okay, where's that going? Okay, we don't need that. Take the train. There we go. There we go. We'll get this sorted. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay. Okay, now I need to go back to my lines here. I need my purple guy. So that comes out of... I guess this one. Kind of hard to see. Yeah, so that needs to be... okay, so this one needs to be shifted. All right, we're gonna about to break so much stuff here. All right, so that... oh, okay, the train just moves. It doesn't get deleted. All right, that's good. All right, so this becomes the track that has to go to Peoria. This becomes the track that has... what do you mean construction's not possible? I'm looking at it right here. All right, that's weird. Maybe there's a reason you're not supposed to use only trains for this. Anyway, so this goes to... wait, that goes to Hollywood? That can't be right. Is that what this is? It is, okay. So if that's Hollywood, then that's this bottom track that doesn't connect to anything yet. but it's going to have to merge into this at probably the last possible moment, right here. And that's going to receive a signal. Probably just put it right here. So that waits for that trunk line to be empty. And that goes... I probably could have just made it its own platform, but who cares? Alright. Did I do a stupid thing? The answer is almost certainly yes. But now I've got to go back in. Peoria, where are you? You're still on the bridge, right? Okay. So now this track is actually clear. And should, if I'm remembering correctly, take you where you're trying to go. Yeah, see, that goes... Yeah, that goes there. All the way up to... Yeah, that's where the cargo goes. Let's try this again. There we go. Okay. Now that that's on the correct thing, should be fine. All right, now I have to scroll back up and read chat. Now that my brain's cooling down. Let's see. HughesNet. I haven't heard HughesNet in years. Is the dropping of video quality and the need to repeatedly raise it manually a please buy premium thing, or like the loss of being able to adjust the speed on some video? They don't let you guys adjust speed anymore? They gave me more speed options. I've got, I have the option to watch videos in 4 times speed, which I would never use because that's just insanely fast. I don't know, I've had premium for a really long time, so I don't know what it's like to not use it. That'd be terrible if that's what they were doing, though. Now, what's my computer? Not a problem for streaming. I built it in March, and the way things are going, I'm probably never going to be able to build another one. Unless the AI crap gets yeeted off the face of the earth. But I've got a... What do I have in this? A 9850 X3D? Or 9800 X3D or whatever? Yeah, I think it's a 9800 X3D. 64 gigs of RAM, 4070 Super, and everything else probably doesn't matter. I was trying to get a 5000 series GPU, but those were impossible to get, and then it turned out they were actually terrible. And now you can't even find anything under $1,000, so I really hope this one doesn't die on me, or else I'm done. Huh. Okay, Gary says on YouTube Premium with 100 megabits per second fiber, still get auto set to 480p. Yeah, that's weird. I don't think I've ever been auto set to 480. It'll take me to 720 sometimes. I don't know, maybe it's one of those things where it thinks it's smart, quote unquote, and it's like, oh, you don't have enough internet bandwidth to do this. Like, well, this wasn't a problem. 15 years ago, I could watch 1080p video on YouTube on... I don't even remember how slow my internet was. Well, back then it was fast, but I don't know. 20 or 25 megabits a second download, I had no problem watching 1080p. Which I understand that bitrate is an issue with that. And now people are uploading incredibly, ridiculously, insanely high bitrate stuff because they get a camera that can record good video and they think bigger number means better. Like, okay, you don't need 100 megabits per second video quality for a YouTube video. You really don't. But people do it anyway. All right, let's see. It just yeeted me back to the bottom of the chat. I got to scroll down again. Train ran out of hours due to DOT regulations. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Yeah, it's without getting into too much stuff that could cause arguments. I feel like probably most people already know my opinions on a lot of things, so I probably don't need to articulate it anymore. But yeah, it is just aggressively bad. Okay, there we go. There's one more of these that has to get fixed. Concord Vancouver passenger could not connect to all stations. Why not? Why is this a problem? So that is, Did I do something stupid here? This is the station here. You got that one going all the way around. That's fine. Concord cannot connect to New York City. Is that actually the next route? Next stop on the route? It is, but I don't have... What platform is this trying to... I can't change platforms. Oh, it's because we did the Roundy Ruin Concord. That's why it has to be on platform 3. Okay. Oh, we got Metroliners on there. And it's about to be 1979, so I really need to make sure that I have all of my cargo stuff taken care of. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Should be okay. I don't know. It's probably not that big of a deal to not have access to the EP1 and EP2, whatever, anymore. It's just, this is such a good locomotive. 116,000 pound-feet of tractive effort on electric. And that's about to go away. How did the GG1 survive to 1995? How does that make sense? This has a lot less. That has like less than a third. The AAM7's for passenger service only. I don't think the North American pack gets another electric locomotive. Because in the United States, at least, I don't know if... Well, I know Canada doesn't do it. I don't know if Mexico has access to other stuff, but... There are no freight railroads in the United States that use electric motive power, at least not Class 1s. You attempting to recreate the U.S. train network? No, I just am playing with the North American pack. I didn't realize that it was going to be a horrible idea to try and do this with the North American pack. Any future playthroughs of this I do are going to have everything combined. But I did want the achievement, so I couldn't use any mods or any custom workshop content or anything. Yeah, so now... Well, I guess... 116,000 pound tractive effort. I mean, SD40-2's got 92,000. It's a good locomotive. It's just gonna spew black smoke everywhere. Diesel soot. Oh well. That's American railroading. I guess it's fine. I will, however, put in tracks going between this one and then our area over here. And this is the entire reason I was doing this in the first place, is because I had to get this mess all figured out. All right, I need a cargo station with 8 tracks. Remember those? Yeah. There we go. Just get this whole mess all situated. So I'm pretty sure 8 tracks is the most you can possibly have. So I should do 7 so that I can actually chain this to something else. There we go there. Oh, hello, Kurt. I don't know about all those accusations, but it's good to see you. Let's see. Did you decide about upcoming series? I'm going to pull it probably this upcoming week after I finish at least 2 of the series that are ongoing. So I'm pretty sure I can finish Ember Pelts and the 1.0 Experimental this upcoming week. And then, well, since you're here in stream, and we're not getting anything done in the game anyway, I guess I'll just tell you, I'm trying to decide between doing a proper Leaf Coats playthrough and versus doing, like, say, Iron Teeth on a challenge map kind of situation. I haven't decided exactly what map yet. But I'll have a couple options. I'll let people vote on it. Well, have fun while you're driving. Drive safe. Water Beavers isn't technically complete yet, and I am going to do another series in that, but I think I want to wait until the 1.0 is completely ready, so I don't have to worry about trying to corral all the mods, because it's like 35 separate mods for Water Beavers. Yeah, water beavers just takes so incredibly long. But part of the reason why it takes a long time is because I'm extremely slow at the early game, water beavers. So I'm going to, before this gets to be super annoying, I'm going to change this. That should allow me to just, there we go, yeah. Just make sure this is all absolutely ready to go. Large side building. There we go. So now we have 3 giant train cargo stations, all interconnected, that can all share inventory. Right, that's what I was getting to. Is that I end up doing it on the worst maps possible, and I know that irritates the living crap out of a lot of you guys. Okay, so this, yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna have to have probably this track be a supply, just to get across here. Shortcuts are not the same in this game. Duh. I'm gonna move this all the way. I need to cross these rivers, and then I need to tunnel immediately. So that is gonna keep that as fast as possible. There we go. So this right here is going into here, which means this must be a tunnel, and it must go extremely low. And that is going to be kind of ugly. By kind of ugly, I mean absolutely hideous. So by going extremely low, oh, that is hilariously low. By going extremely low, I'm going to minimize conflicts with all these other things, and we also don't need to see this going around the entire half of the map there. So I think I have this come out to about here. I do want it to kind of curve gently in that way. And then get this to come up that way is going to mean it comes out of the tunnel there. You know what? I can live with that. That's fine. And now this needs a line that is going to be from here to here. And we're going to call this port... No, capitalize. Fuel refinery trunk line. What a mouthful. And then that is going to need to have a... It's going to need to have a train put on it. So let's do this. Just because that's easy. It will not stay there. Don't worry. And these trunk lines I've been putting big boys on. 135,000 pounds-feet of tractive effort. 6,200 horsepower. Yep. Big boy still wins. For a reason. Let's get this up to 306 capacity, which I believe is the maximum. There we go. Let's pop this on there. That should guide me so many lines. And we should, in short order, see this get supplied here, and then it'll go out to all these other things. Now, why is this not leaving? Why are you not leaving? Because there's no demand for this, or what? Did I somehow not connect this correctly? Or is it because there's no anything for this? It's got the 0 out of 100 shipment. Why is this not going? First of all, how in the world did you fit that whole train in there? Come on. Why are you not doing the thing? Like I know this can absolutely do that. Is that because I got the oh, I might have accidentally told it to do something it can't do because it can't get to the first station. No? Oh, the game's paused. Duh. Oh, hold on. Something has happened here. Gary. Gifting 10 memberships. Thanks very much, Gary. I do not know how to pronounce that one. Was Guas 7195. Anthony Nelson, Chris Connor, Bun Corleone, Dr. Cudson returns. I don't know. I don't think he's watching. It's probably way too late in Japan. Ngare, Big Watasi, William Langston, Homeserve, MSV 87. Welcome back, most of you, to the Beard Boosters. As always, appreciate the support. On behalf of Gary, thank you very much, Gary. Is there an engineer shortage? Possibly. Who knows? Yeah. Pretty bad when the game being paused is that big of a deal. I didn't even notice it. Well, it is what it is. I guess we'll just track this guy, see what happens with that. Yeah, also, putting a steam locomotive in what is in-universe going to amount to like a 200, 300-mile tunnel is not a smart idea. Well, that's what the Southern Pacific had the cab forwards for. But how many big boys do I have running right now? Probably, oh man, I don't know, 20, 30. I'm shocked there isn't an FPS counter. There probably is, I just don't have it turned on. It is. It is a coal-fired locomotive in 1978. And I can keep making them, too. Is there any reason I'm losing 100 mil? It's because I just built a bunch of infrastructure and it hasn't caught up yet. The number is slowly going back towards 0. Mostly. Once this fuel refinery kicks in, it's really going to boost that up. But keep in mind, even though I'm losing all that money monthly, I still have over $4 billion. Yes! 4014. Used on excursion trains. And I think that's the only operating one. Or there might be some others that could theoretically run, but that's the only one I know for sure that has gone on public rails for any duration of time in the past many years. Not necessarily heritage lines for tourists, more as it's a big PR thing for the Union Pacific Railroad, because that is their iconic like apex of steam type thing. So what they do is they will have it pull what's called the business train, which is just a bunch of passenger cars for railroad executives. They'll have exhibits sometimes, and it'll go and make visits at towns that are along the line. And there was a rumor that they were going to bring it back out. Oh, that doesn't quite fit in the station. That's too bad. They're going to bring it back out when they merge with Norfolk Southern, but either the Surface Transportation Board or the FRA or one of those governing bodies in the U.S. Just the other day denied the merger. Said they have to go back to the drawing board on it. So I don't know. We will see what happens if I ever get to see it on the East Coast. Yeah, see, now the number's gone up. Number goes up, right? That's all that matters. Nothing else matters. As long as the number goes up, everything's fine. Yep, exactly. That's what I'm saying. The economic simulation in this game, to some extent, does leave something to be desired. But it's fun. Supposedly, the third one is going to be a lot more in-depth for those who want the economic challenge. But I don't know exactly how that's going to work out. I did apply to get early creator access to it, but I haven't heard anything back from them, so I would not expect that to be a thing. Why do people send me this most stupid garbage? These text messages, my phone vibrates. Oh, maybe it's something important. No, someone sent me like an incredibly crass meme, which objectively is very funny, but I'm not going to read out loud. We should play a game with a realistic economy simulation such as City Skylines 2. Absolutely not. Just tunnel under Stone Mountain. Yep, pretty much. There's a lot of tunneling in this one. That's one thing I do like about this is how good the terrain looks for a game that is, I guess, at this point, probably a decade old. Not sure. Anyway, it is still 1978. I've got another year and 4 months before the lovely electric locomotive goes away. So I need to figure out which of these industries I'm going to prioritize fully developing. I think the fuel is going to be the biggest thing that was going to need to get balanced out, and so far it's doing very well. This does not need to have crude oil or oil stored in here at all. That should not be doing that. I forgot to take care of that. Well, it seems like it picked those up anyway. Let's uh-oh, here we go. 10 gift memberships, Beta Bri 42. Text us a whole bunch of numbers. Shijamik, Bryce Williams, Felipe Kine, Deanne Stratford, Adem Kara, bunch of numbers. Big Daddy Bird, Maximilian Schmitz, Josie C, and Jasper Hale, a whole bunch of numbers. Welcome to the boosters. Welcome back, a couple of you, names I recognize. Thank you very much for the support. I greatly appreciate it. Should probably fit the coal train running through the tunnel with the sealed engine house and life support system. Yeah, so it's funny you bring that up. I made a remark on it earlier, but the Southern Pacific Railroad in, I don't even remember what decade this was. But they had so many tunnels on their routes that they were running into issues where the engineers were basically asphyxiating themselves running trains through tunnels. So they turned the steam locomotives around and built cabs at the front so that the exhaust stack was at the back of the locomotive. So as they went through the tunnels, the engineers would always get the fresh air that was in front of them. Probably doesn't count as life support, but... Why is this loading up so many of these? Okay. Alright, I've got to put limitations on what loads at stations. So I should... Oh, I don't remember how to do this. How do I do this? Load if available. I want this to there we go. There we go. Don't load this. I want to only load fuel at Port St. Lucie East. I want to unload everything. Beaverburg, I don't want to load anything, except now I'm going to have to because I've been hauling it over there. I want to unload everything and then only load those two to keep that figured out. Now the problem I'm going to run into is I don't want crude oil here. I never want crude oil here. Okay, so the refinery supply. Okay, that's what I need to do. I need to load all of these. I only need to unload those two. That should help. So hopefully that's going to get that picked back up. No? Okay. That should not be going... This should not be going to... Okay, whatever. I can't spend too much more time thinking about this. Cargo stop cannot be used by passenger view. What? Okay, how did this happen? How did this happen? There's no... Should not be possible for the cargo stop to be used by any of this. Those should not be on the same route at all. Do I have a crossover in place where they can automatically fix themselves? Okay, I do. Alright. So, I gotta figure out if this is line 2. Yes, okay. And then the rest of these somehow got flipped to the wrong side. Okay, annex is not going to work on line 2. Why not? Why not? Is there a block happening here? Or did I just fail to do this correctly? These things are, Why is this like this? It does not make a lick of sense. But it's... like, what happened here? Did I somehow put a cargo platform in the middle? No, I did not. Is that because it's not... No, it is. Is it because it's not high-speed track? It's getting angry at me, or what? Oh, this is a nightmare. I cannot do that in the station. No, that shouldn't matter at all. What gives? That is a passenger. That's a passenger thing. The high-speed tracks apparently have better curve geometry. So we were told repeatedly in the last stream. Well, it's got a crossover there. That goes there. So we know they can... How did this happen? This was fine before. This ran absolutely flawlessly the entire time. Alright, let's try back one. Let's go to the anti-clockwise one and try to change that. See if that works at all. Cannot connect stations, cannot connect stations. Why? Why can this not connect stations? Is it like the order's wrong? We've got central, annex, exchange, transfer. Why can it not do this? There is a track that connects this. There is nothing stopping this from getting connected here. Alright, so we're just going to have to redo this line, I think is what it is. Okay, so that's clockwise, which means it has to go here. Okay, but that works? How is that what solves the problem? Or maybe it isn't, because it's still not moving. Oh, because this is on the it's on the same track, and now okay, I have to I have to put another crossover in. Okay, let's try this. All right, which one is actually supposed to be? Let's just make a guess that I actually remembered how to do this correctly. Okay. So that is... Now it's got a green light, but it's not going anywhere because this guy has to go out to that. Why did I do this? I don't even know how it was possible for this to be that big of a problem. Okay, so that's not going to take care of that. What if I put this here? Is this going to... No, it's just going to... What kind of crap is this trying to pull? Alright, so that is trying to... No. That needs to go on the outside. That needs to go on the outside. How is this possible? Okay. Indianapolis Exchange. Supposed to be on the outside. There we go. It's supposed to be on the outside for all of these. How is this doing this? Okay, and then Annex is supposed to be the outside. Central is supposed to be the outside. Okay, it better be able to do this now. Track one. Oh, and now it's doing the same stupid... Come on. How does it... But I haven't changed anything. It shouldn't be possible for this to be a deal. Now the clockwise is on the wrong loop. I don't know how this could even be remotely possible. Okay. Well, real railroads probably don't do this way, but clockwise is supposed to be on the outside loop, and counterclockwise is supposed to be on the inside loop. I do not know how this keeps happening. Yeah, this central is... No, it's supposed to be on the inside. There we go. Are these... No, they've somehow swapped again. Transfer is supposed to be on the inside loop. Okay. So that is going around the correct way, I think. Okay, I think that solved the problem. Now my brain hurts. This should not be possible for this to be going to a cargo stop. It should not be doing that. But it's working, so that's fine. What's train 7? Oh god, here we go. San Diego counterclockwise once again. I know this is the last one we did before we had this all figured out. Okay, San Diego counterclockwise. That should be the outer loop. And it is set up on the outer loop. So why is this suddenly now a problem? How did this get out here? How did this get out here? There is no connection whatsoever between these two tracks. How did that happen? That is supposed to be over there. Alright, so now to fix this stupid problem, I've got to get these connected, which is just mind-blowingly stupid that this could even happen. I don't know how it could have jumped the curb. Well, I guess that is that problem solved. Did I not make it counterclockwise for this? Because it seems to still just be that one. The condition is very bad. Yeah, well, too bad. How is this trying to put something in a cargo stop? It literally should not be possible for this to be a problem. Because there is absolutely no connection whatsoever. Oh god. Indianapolis, what am I going to do with you? What am I going to do with you? I know this needs a connection here, but it doesn't have one. Vancouver does? Good. Corona, I know for sure does not. That would be a very good thing for us to have. Somehow this still has... God, stupid. Still has crude oil and regular oil in here. I wish I could just delete stuff that's in here. But I can't. Now what in the world am I supposed to do? I guess we need to see if when the next train comes in, if it's gonna, you know, grab it at all. Where is that anyway? Or did it get stuck too? Okay, no, it's way down in there. Now it is September 1979. I really need to make sure that I don't need to have any more stuff with the EP2. We'll check that in a second. Now, I need to see what's coming in on this train here. It is just a hair too long with that big boy on the front. Okay, good. It went and took it. Love to see that. So the fuel... Oh, wow. Yeah, San Diego wants all that fuel. I don't think that's happening, but... I don't think San Diego needs all that. I really don't. Well, that's fine. So... probably what we need to do... excuse me. It's probably lunchtime in a little bit here. Check and see how this is. 19... I guess that's fine. It'll all upgrade. Let's hit pause. Oh, I should check out my statistics here. There we go. Alright, so we're still not fulfilling all of the demands on these mixed freight routes. That definitely is not supposed to be like that. Hollywood mixed freight has absolutely nothing. Okay, that's... I don't remember half the stuff that I did. Okay, that's at least getting something from everything. Okay, New York does not have a mixed freight. These people do. That's fine. That's... Well, I'm not making any packaged goods, so I guess that's fine. That's fine. Metroliners probably could stand to be replaced soon, but I don't have an Acela yet. No, I won't for another 21 years. Huh. I wonder if it's worth adding extra locomotives to the Metroliners. Probably not. San Diego is getting nothing. Oh, that's probably because it's on its way back. I know it's getting stuff. Man, Vancouver does not want regular plastic. Why is that even an option? Okay, building materials. Building materials are a huge problem. I don't have enough... construction materials plant does exist, and it's getting all these things. It's not getting all of these things. Did I... Why? Oh, because it's not going anywhere. Okay, that's supply, it's not being actually sent anywhere. I was going to have it go to Indianapolis, and then that ended up not being a thing. Okay, so this needs to go to the hub. But honestly, we have buildings. We have Indianapolis right here that both want it, and Vancouver also wants it. That's a problem. Anybody else over here want this? No, but oh, New York does, and Port St. Lucie. Okay, all right. This is we're gonna have problems. We're not gonna be able to 100% all of this. I'm almost certain of that. This is not a long enough platform. But I also don't think this can really produce much more than that. Okay. I think what's going to happen here is I'm going to have to just have this come up to our hub supply thing. So let's take this out. Let's remove that. If this is the last track that I could possibly use on this and still attach it to something else, that is what I will attach to. Not going to worry about putting that in. Let's, for the sake of this not being complete stupidity, let's have this go underground. And then just go all the way down here. Oh, this is hilariously out of place. That needs to go to that third there. That's going to come out of the tunnel here. That is very, very low. I don't think it's intersecting anything. Well, this is absolutely an abomination. Let's make this just abundantly clear. Ah. Yeah, you don't want that. You really don't want that in any way, shape, or form. Let's double check this again. Okay, that is definitely not gonna match. That's fine. I just need this to be surface side somewhere up here. That's gonna be probably here. Fine. Okay. Let's get that connected here. Because this has to go underneath this. We want these. Don't want that. We want this. Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, if it's going to let me do this and it's not going to be just incredibly stupid in the process of doing so, then I suppose that's fine. If this is all still... No, that's not still a tunnel. It just is a tunnel. Oh, boy, this is a... maybe the most ugly thing I have ever created. That is... No, now it's colliding with the water, which apparently is a thing that you can do. Let's pull this back. Let's get this... let's get this across here. I don't need that to be... There we go. That actually doesn't seem like that bad of a deal. Let's come out to here. This is as far out as I'm going to be able to get that to go. And then bring this into track 3. Okay, so now I've got this going all the way up to here. We're going to call this building mats supply south. That's going to have to be good enough. Okay. Do I have a train depot down here? No, I do not. So I'm going to have to build one. That's going to go, I guess, right there for the sake of simplicity. It's going to go right there. I've only got a short platform. I could probably lengthen at some point, but I'm not going to worry about it right now because I just need this to work, and I need... Oh, they already got rid of it. That is absolutely tragic. Well, doesn't matter if it go any faster than 75. Do I dare do the big boy? It's not a long enough platform for that, but it's got tremendous tractive effort. I do have too many depots, but the problem is I can't just have one depot, because then forget it. It's impossible trying to get stuff routed anywhere. Oh boy. It takes up like half that platform though is the problem. Oh well. So building materials go in flat car. And that is just taking them to market. So I think probably I'm only going to be able to fit 4 of those. Let's call that. It's probably not even south. It's just the direction that I've assigned to it. Okay, so that goes to there. All right, well, we're going to see if this is even going to fit. Oh, that's absolutely going to fit. Let's give it that. That's absolutely going to fit. All right. I'm going to put in... That is the fast one, right? Yeah, that's the 75 mile an hour one. You know what? Forget it. I'm going to 306 capacity. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. Alright, so now we should actually see this start to be operating here. Unless I just don't even have any trains on this at all. Really? I don't have a single train on this? Alright. Well, it seems we're going to have a little bit more work cut out for us this afternoon here. Alright, so I should have duplicated those. Oh well. Until we get better diesel options, it's big boy all day long. Let's go. I think 288 is the most that's going to fit on either of those platforms. That's fine. Let's buy 2 of those. Okay. Okay. So, I should have remembered what this was called, but I don't. Okay, so this is Indianapolis. It's not in Indianapolis, though. It's eventually going to show up, right? If I mouse over it. One would think. Oh, here it is. I'll let that be its own thing. Satisfactory, I'd like to. I don't know what kind of appetite people have for that because that playthrough is over 1.5 years old. Yeah. It is, I don't know. I'd like to. But I think it's going to be a problem no matter what we do with it. so now that that is taken care of there, we should see this start to pump some more stuff out. Indianapolis needs a cargo train, and I don't have a great idea of what I should do about that. We know this has one, Vancouver's got one, so Corona, Billings, and Indianapolis do not have cargo at all. I could have them come out of here. But this is a right mess, is what this is. So, honestly, I probably should have another set of depots attached to all this. I know that sounds insane. And I think these are going to end up going to the other side of the map. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8 cities over here that have absolutely no mixed freight supply. Yeah. So that, in and of itself, accounts for... Oh, I've only got 5 tracks? Now I asked the Graf Zeppelin as a boat. Alright, cool. I'm not going to build that anyway. What am I supposed to do about this? I guess I could have them merge in and it would be fine, or they could share tracks as long as it's empty. It's not that big of a deal. But there's going to be enough supply stuff mixed in that I think it could still be an issue. Alright, let's configure this and put in... Yeah, there we go. I just want to make sure I don't get caught in a situation where I can't do anything about this, because I've already built other stuff out. And yes, I recognize how completely insane this is. That's part of the fun. Oh, and now we're digging into the terrain here. Well, it's fine. Is that not... no, I need to take that out. Come on. There we go. And in the middle here, you already know how this works. Just pop that in. And then yet another one. Oh, why am I like this? Why am I like this? 7. There we go. That hopefully is going to be the last one I actually have to do anything with. No, I don't want that one. I want this one. Alright, so the middle has to be changed over. Well, it doesn't have to be, but it just makes it easier. Okay, so that goes that side, that side. And mind you, none of these roads connect to anything. I realize how stupid that is. Okay, so now that I have this in place, I'm almost certain I'm never going to have any other train lines besides what I've got now. Yeah, I left it as single track because if I do have to expand, I'm going to need it to be a single track on the end. Because otherwise, if you want it to connect to another station, you can only have 7 tracks per station. So I need to make inroads to get Corona, Billings, and Indianapolis hooked up to this one on the very end. So if I have this come out, I also need to keep this open in case I can make another fuel thing, but I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal. I could, in theory, have some of these be going directly under Beaverburg. Corona does not have a cargo anything. Let's just go for one there. Yeah, see, a lot of the problem I'm going to run into is I don't have good connectivity to any of this because of the choices that have been made. So it's all in the center of town. I don't have a way to get into the center of town without just demolishing stuff. See, that's not gonna play nice. I could actually just have it go straight through the center of town and have like a crossing gate here. That might, unfortunately, be the better way to do it. So let's let's temporarily make bad choices here. Let's hit pause. That was not pause. That was pause. Okay. I'm going to remove that. One track cargo station. Because remember, it'll build organically off of what you've already done. You just have to be, you know, able to actually get stuff put in place. So if I put this cargo station, say, right here, that's going to give me a chance to connect everything. Just do a road straight the way through here. That connects that station there. This is going to... so that's not quite going to work. Let's rethink this. That can become very easily much more advantageous setup here if I just lower it down. Oh, this is hideous. It is truly ugly. That's fine. Let's get a side entrance here. Can I even... I can, technically. Alright. This has got to be one of the ugliest things I've ever done. Side building. Okay. Now I have a connection point. And that is going to work just like that to get cargo connected on that side. Now what I've got to do is I've got to get the passenger station reconnected, and that is probably most easily done by coming straight through here. And then what I can also do is on the very end of this, I can put a building that will connect to that road. So now I've got this horrible abomination connected here, here, and here to any industry that is currently existing or will possibly exist in the future. And now I have to get the tracks out of town. Then I don't care if these have intersections because it's cargo trains. Ooh, look at that. Look at that diagonal tie pattern. That's pretty nice. I will have the cargo trains wait because people are more important. That is definitely going the wrong way. Let's fix that. There we go. So now what I have to do is get this connected all the way up here. So I need to decide which track is that. Vancouver's already got one. I guess we'll just go to the lowest possible track here. Let's go under Beaverbird. Because God help these people if I don't. Just immediately out of the station. Okay, that's fine. And if we're going to be underground the entire time, we might as well embrace the maximum curve speed here. So that's got to come out that way, which means this could, in theory, just come out all the way down here. How far? That is too low. That is too high. That's just right. Oh, hey, Josh. Run any thinner, it'll be narrow gauge. Yep, you got that right. Use the hill and smash out of town at the end you just blocked off. Well, that's what I was going to do. Oh, you're talking about going that way? No, too late. It's fine. We'll be alright like this. I'm going to, in the interest of curvature here. No. We can do this in a better fashion that's not going to make anybody angry. All right, let's delete a couple of these. I'm so glad real railroads are not designed this way. Could you imagine just how incredibly stupid that would be? Can I just direct connect this at 75? I can. Okay. That's the tunnel entrance. That's fine. And in we go. That needs a line. We're going to call that Corona Mixed Freight. And that can come out of here to middle of town. And it is going to need a train. So that is going to be... It's going to be a fun problem because this is all buried. Okay. Easiest thing to do is just to stick one of these down here and then connect it based on demand. That needs to go into that track. You already know which one we're putting on this thing. It's the big boy. They want fuel and they want tools. So what I will do is I will give them some sort of capacity for that. Tools go in the boxcar. Alright. We'll just run with that. Call that Corona Mixed Freight. And on we go. So that should, without any issue whatsoever, make its way through here, get attached to something. I guess we'll see if it's able to wrest away control of any of this fuel or anything like that. Survey says no. That's fine. There we go. Drink water. It's good for you. This is a really long tunnel. Temple Run and... Man, Temple Run was an absolute cultural institution. It's like, there was a period of, I don't know, about 6 months to a year where absolutely everybody was playing Temple Run. And then I never heard about it again. Alright, so this is where we stopped, and now we are headed back. And I don't know if there's going to be any amount of anything for us to actually take with us. But we'll find out. And now we have to wait. Alright, we've got fuel coming in and that's it. No tools yet. So that's progress, I suppose. Oh boy, time for more Brightline discourse. Yeah, the branding that they have used on that is absolutely disingenuous and completely dishonest. It's not a high-speed train. Brightline Florida is not and will never be a high-speed train. It's just people are too stupid to figure out that you shouldn't be on the train tracks when there's a train. I don't know what other stuff they could possibly do to stop people from doing that. Because clearly getting hit by the train does absolutely nothing to stop people from saying, I should park my car on the train tracks. Or I should park my fire truck on the train tracks. Like, you think people would understand that the train is going to beat anything that could possibly be parked on the tracks. Alright, so I think we can leave this alone for a little bit. I do want to see if they get any tools, though. Because I know we have some. They're waiting on going to a lot of these other ones. I don't think it's going to... it's going to do that. Josh says, just got back from a month in Japan, so seeing other train infrastructure will be kind of surreal for a while. Yeah. Other meaning literally anything, and it's all bad. Unless it's Class 1 freight infrastructure, in which case it actually works because it makes the money. God, blimps. Man, I have not thought about the City Skylines 1 playthrough with the blimps for a long time. Yeah, there you go. DeLoreans and unfinished bridges. That solves all of your problems. Start advertising that train crossings are rate parking spots to reverse psychology them into refusing to park there. Could work. Could work. Alright, I don't think we're getting any more tools out of that, but fuel is going. Indianapolis does not want fuel. Indianapolis wants building materials. So we need to have these go. Billings, fortunately, is still a small enough town we can actually influence what goes where just by building a train line. So I think this is going to be another one of those scenarios where it just makes sense to cut the town in half and put the train station in the middle. Which is startlingly close to how actual railroads used to do this. You get out of here. Stop rebuilding the road. I'm not done yet. I don't think we're going to want passenger service through here. We might, though. I'm not doing circulators on every single one of these cities, mostly because it's a huge pain in the butt. But I will make a provision for a passenger line that will come through on this other side and connect to a hub. Okay, so that's going to go there. Passenger platform. And cargo buildings I should have at the very end of each of these. And then, honestly, probably on the other side here as well, so I can cover all of my bases. Passenger building will need to... Oh, now we got the weird modern ones, because it's 1980. That's too bad. Yeah, people get really stupid for a lot of things, but they get really stupid about, like, railroad crossings. Like, I don't want to damage my cars. Like, buddy, you're about to get hit with a 2 million pound freight train. You're going to die. Just drive through it. They're designed to be replaced. You're going to have to pay for it, but you're not going to be dead. Flagler would be appalled. Like, the railroad built the state of Florida. It has had, like, an immeasurable impact on the development of the state of Florida and the Florida Keys and the entire Southeast. We're like, oh, I can park my car on the train track. Like, you're stupid. You're going to you're going to get killed. Like, why? Why are people like this? We know what the answer is. But I digress. Let's just have this connect all the way. That's not going to fit. Can I get any closer? I cannot. I'm going to have to extend this. Because I need the node to be right about here. No, that's not quite close enough. Let's come in. There we go. I need these specifically to all be connected. There we go. Smooth out the terrain later, maybe. Probably have to have this go out. Need to demolish this. Oh boy, I've done unspeakable horrible things to this town's infrastructure. That's fine. Train always wins. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the passenger station just kind of, you know, not there. And I'm gonna get my freight rail out of town. It's gonna come in on, I guess, this side? Probably, honestly, doesn't matter that much. Let's have this hug the coast. I think we're gonna have another one coming right next to it going somewhere else. So if this comes through... Well, I definitely don't want those to cross. I want that to be an underpass. Or, no, I can do an overpass. It just has to be high enough to clear it. That is not what I had. That is also not what I had in mind. Is there a way to just... There we go. Incrementally change this so it's not quite so stupid. Okay, so that's got collision, it says. If I go just a tiny bit up... Let's try that. Yeah, there we go. That actually doesn't look horrible. What a concept. So then that can come down, and that should... Oh, okay, I'm going to have to move that. We already knew that was going to be a thing. That's fine. You know what? Depending on how stupid I wanted to be with this, I could have it just go into the same platform, but I don't think I want or need to do that. I just want this to actually be a viable thing. Yeah, we'll just roll with that. And while we are here, I'm going to double track this and send something down to Indy. And that goes all the way to here. Don't care about road crossings. The cars can wait. Or they can get absolutely wrecked. Their choice. Indy goes down here. I'd like to avoid completely destroying any farms if possible. And I do have a cargo station. We already discussed this. It's right there. And that does somehow actually touch most of it. Okay. Now, if I've done this correctly, I should be able to get that in here. It's all at 75 miles an hour. Very good. And that is, in fact, cargo. And there's a cargo platform here, so I could have a building that actually connects to the outside world. Yep, that is exactly how we're going to get this through here. Okay. Okay, now the fun begins. Okay, that goes to Billings. Call this Billings Mixed Freight. And then I'm going to do another one to Indianapolis. Bet you can't guess what that's going to be called. Not Mixed Freight. That's when the line gets shut down. All right. Now I've got to have trains on this. So this is where I do the stupid thing again. And build temporary buildings that don't make any sense. And this can just go in here. And if I can get this to... There we go. Alright, so... There's no reason to have this pause anymore. We do not have packaged goods. We do have building materials, and I think those go in the same kind of cars anyway. So... Let's do this. Oh, they actually don't. Building materials go in a flat car. Okay, well... Let's do 4 of those. Let's do 6 of those. And because I really don't want to babysit this, 6 of these. Let's build that. It's going to be Billings Mixed Freight. I think there's a naming convention I've not obeyed here, but I don't care. That goes to there. And then Indianapolis wants bread. They want bread and bricks. There you go. So, bread and... Oh, okay, exactly the same train. Very good. And just send that back around there, and can just kind of let that be what it's going to be. Alright, so big improvements made. Big improvements made. What I can't figure out is why people try to sneak past the gates of the tracks when they're lowered and there's a loud dinging sound to warn people a train is coming. People in the United States have been conditioned to freight trains being like 2 miles long and being very slow and blocking crossings, so they don't want to wait, and they think they could beat the train. It's more important for them to get where they're going than it is for them to not be turned into pink mist. There's different words you could say for that, some of which are not appropriate for a family-friendly environment, so I won't. But safe to say I don't think those people are very smart who do that. What are we doing? Very good question. Trying to play Transport Fever 2 only with trains to do every possible cargo and passenger demand fulfillment with that. We just connected 3 towns that did not have, excuse me, did not have cargo connections to anything. Most of these also have passenger connections. Somewhere, Billings does not. It could just be a little shuttle line I put in there. And I have an enormous daisy-chained kind of setup here with all of our different supply and everything, which is kind of a mess. But these things are slowly getting integrated into everything. We finally just got tools going there. Yeah, we just kind of have to wait now. Candidates for the Darwin Awards. Yeah, there you go. Horse-drawn rails count as trains in this run. I think the game counts those as buses, the horse-drawn trams, because all of that comes out of the road vehicle depot, which, yeah, tram depot. So that would not, I think, count. So I think probably the best thing to do right now. Also, I have a $100 million deficit because I just built so much infrastructure. Just kind of let this be what it's going to be. I guess we could check out our passenger routes. Okay, so these are slam full around the outside. Absolutely just hilariously full. I got Metroliners somehow still holding on. They're just hideously old. Completely full. But I don't have a good replacement for them, and I won't until 2000 when the Acela becomes available. Yes, I did. I did see the food delivery robot get absolutely plastered by the Brightline train. I don't understand, first of all, why that even exists, but how have they not managed to integrate, hey, don't stop on the train tracks into robot programming? And there's a video of one of those Waymo self-driving cars, the taxi cab, whatever things, driving down a light rail track. I forget what city that was in. It's like, really? You got like 40 cameras all over the car. You got supposedly, quote-unquote, some of the quote-unquote smartest people in history designing this thing. They still can't figure out how to make it not drive on train tracks? Really? Like, this is what we're burning up the entire planet for, and that's why graphics cards are $5,000, so these idiots can do that garbage. I don't think so. Well, yes, Kurt, that's absolutely why. I don't know. Call me old-fashioned, but I tend to think people are worth more than machines. Oh well. Life goes on. I do wish I could get something to go faster than this. I don't think if I put a third Metroliner on here that's going to go any faster, even though these are all just, you know, electric multiple units that theoretically should scale linearly if you put more of them on there. It is just hideously ugly. Let's take a look here. Now it says good, it still says good. If I delete all of these and then redo that, it's going to refresh them? Or is it just going to be one of them clean? No, okay. Alright, triple Metroliner, there we go. So that's around the outside counterclockwise. This one I'll do the exact same thing too. Well, that'll get us somewhere. Maybe not terribly quickly, but it will. Now, if at any point before it gets back to where I upgraded this, it goes above 156 passengers, then this was worth all the money. Do not get Shinkansens in the North American map, no. I learned way too far into this that I made a mistake in picking only North American stuff, and that the Asian and the European vehicle sets have a lot better stuff. I really hope the AI bubble pops in the most catastrophic, unbelievably just ridiculous way possible. There's literally zero upside for 99% of the population for any of this garbage. Like, yes, let's burn down the entire rainforest and pave over entire farms and countryside and everything so people can generate things I'm not going to say because there's people who watch with their kids. But very, very illegal, inappropriate things. And make graphics cards $5,000 and nobody can buy RAM or anything. Like, no, who wants this? Nobody wants this. Yes, please, make computer parts affordable. I'm so glad I built my computer when I did. If I would have waited even like 3 or 4 more months, it would have probably been impossible. Well, at any rate, the question that I posed 5 minutes ago was answered, and it actually was more than 156 people on here. So it was a good call to triple track this. Not triple track this. God. Oh, man. Like, you've seen all the stuff about the psychosis that people get into with these generative AI chat things, right? I don't know. I probably shouldn't derail the stream too long talking about this. It's just going to make me mad. Like, people have gaslit themselves into thinking that this machine that regurgitates stuff based on what you've told it is actually a sentient being. Like, no, it's not. You can gaslight ChatGPT into thinking that anything it's told you is incorrect. Or, I guess, correct, technically, but all it is, it just looks at the previous conversation. It doesn't reference anything else unless you ask it to. Oh yeah, no, the data centers are horrible. It's a huge issue where I live because there's a lot of comparatively cheap land available, and these companies are coming in. They're like, hey, we're going to bring all these jobs. Like, no, you're not. You're going to have, I don't know, 1,500 construction jobs for 2 years while you build this thing, and then once it's actually built, then it's just whoever rents out server space is going to drive their car here, and then they're going to go look at the computer and say, yep, that's a computer, it's still computing, and then they're going to leave. That's not a job. That's not a local thing. You're going to completely destroy the power infrastructure and get rate heights and everything. Like, everybody in the state that I'm in was so angry about this. Well, there was an election for Public Service Commission, and it was shocking how that went relative to the history of things. That's as far as I'm going to go into that. I'm not going to make political statements or whatever, but it was unbelievable how angry people were about all this stuff. It is in no way, shape, or form any amount of benefit for a normal person. Any of this. It's like, okay, cool, you can hallucinate a fake girlfriend with ChatGPT. Like, stop it. Turn your computer off. Go outside. Talk to an actual woman. Or maybe don't if you're the kind of person that thinks you can actually have a beneficial conversation with a generative AI. Maybe don't talk to women. I don't know. I'm going to get super mad if I keep talking about this, so I guess we probably need to move on. People absolutely should be more angry. I'm absolutely shocked people are not more angry about it. But I think the issue is a lot of people just don't understand how bad it is. And that's something that I've found just with regard to a lot of other issues as well, is if you actually demonstrate to someone why something is bad in ways that they can understand and they can see concrete proof, then a lot of people will actually be very willing to change their minds on stuff. But that's a potentially dangerous topic to get into in a YouTube live stream about a video game where you run trains around a map. Oh, what do you like on tacos, burritos? I don't like beans. I know that's like sacrilege for anyone who's into Mexican food or whatever. But just about anything else, honestly, besides beans. I'll usually, I haven't been to like a Chipotle or something in a really long time, but I would usually get steak, the cilantro rice, a couple different types of cheese, peppers, onions, sometimes some other stuff mixed in there, pico, and that was usually a pretty good go-to thing. We had a chain called Qdoba nearby that we would used to go to, and they had some guys in there that would just absolutely load it up. Especially if you got the bowls and not the burrito, they would just absolutely load that thing, just piled sky high. Like, this is a great value. That place closed down probably because their food cost was insane and they couldn't make any money. But hey, for a brief period in time, I got incredibly large quantities of Americanized Mexican food for very reasonable prices. Cucumber for me doesn't belong with other hot things in most circumstances. Now, cucumber salad, that's good. That's good stuff. Yeah, I really don't like the texture of refried beans, which I know doesn't make any sense. Black beans I can usually tolerate. It's just, eh. If there's going to be a protein in a burrito or a taco, I'm going to want it to be beef. Maybe if they got good shredded chicken or something, then that's fine, but it's going to be ground beef or it's going to be steak. Guacamole also, if you have a particularly large burrito, guacamole's good, sour cream's good. What else? What else have I had? much of that stuff. Pork is really hit or miss. For reference, I live in a part of the country where there's a tremendous quantity of white people. Just to be completely blunt. And I've not had a lot of good pork that has not been like a barbecue pork. What just disappeared over there? I guess I should have paid attention to that. But carnitas is good. I know I pronounced that horribly. But I unfortunately do not live in an area where it's very easy to get good pork. Why don't they put bacon on tacos? I don't really know that bacon belongs on a taco, at least not with beef. I've had like a chicken taco with bacon on it, but that feels more like an Americanized thing than like an authentic taco kind of deal. Kurt, you've known this. You've known this for years. Yeah, if that's what drives you over the edge, then yeah, okay, I guess it's irreparable at that point. Opinions of the barbecue scene where you are. So it's kind of hard to say because a lot of the local places that I went to when I was growing up have closed, and the corporate chains are starting to take over. But there was a place, and obviously I can't tell you what it is, but there was a place that had extremely good Brunswick stew. Like an old family-style place. The kind of place that, like, in modern days would probably get, like, a 13.5 on a health inspection, but nobody cares because it's good. They had really, really good Brunswick stew, and they had really good pulled pork, quarter chicken, stuff like that. I have not had good Brunswick stew in a very long time. Because most of the corporate places don't have good Brunswick stew, or they don't serve it at all. In what universe would I be Jamaican? I'm trying to think, because I know there were, in location withheld, there were 2 or 3 like family-owned places that each had different recipes for Brunswick stew, but they're all gone now. And all we've got is corporate spots, and then there's, I don't know, maybe a couple of food trucks. Brunswick stew is, you know what, so I don't get it wrong, I'll look it up and we'll make sure. Let's see. It's like a Southern American kind of dish. Okay, I don't need the Google AI summary. I need an actual Southern person to tell me this. Usually chicken, pork, or beef, farm-grown vegetable type stuff like tomatoes. Sometimes they can have types of beans in there, either lima beans, butter beans, corn, and there's some sort of broth, usually kind of loosely based on a barbecue sauce, heavily watered down, and they'll put different spices in there. And I don't remember there being much else besides that. It's kind of like a really, if you want to imagine like a really watery chili, but much less of like a ground beef and beans dominant flavor than a traditional chili would have. Tomato-based stew. That's a very good way to put it. You stuck with the Olive Garden version of barbecue. I mean, there are still some local places, but most of the ones that survived were the ones that were like more corporate oriented. So like your true like roadside barbecue stand, like within I don't know, some reasonable distance of my house, I can't think of anywhere to go. There's a couple local chains that they're okay, but the best local barbecue probably now to me is if I go into the city and go to one of the expensive places, which is obviously not something I'm going to do a lot. You have no idea how you never heard of Brunswick stew. Okay, well, Brunswick stew is like very much like a Georgia, maybe South Carolina thing. I've never seen it outside of there. So if you're, say, used to Kansas City barbecue or something like that, you probably have never had Brunswick stew. It's very, very, very much a Georgia thing. I think it's also, at least for my specific area, a function of the Atlanta metro expanding and becoming a lot more corporatized and wealthy. You get like transplants from other states, which I'm not here to say that that's a bad thing, whatever, but it definitely does tend to affect local flavor of stuff. Barbecue shacks are fairly cheap to set up and run, yes, but the problem becomes when you have people who are not used to going to places like that, they don't patronize it, and then you get choked out as rents rise and health inspectors, actually inspect. And like, wait, you can't do this. Like, well, we've always done it this way. Like, no, you can't do that. Because it's super against health code. If you go further into rural parts of the state, you can absolutely still find them everywhere. And people love those. It's just, there comes a time when the development cycle kind of forces out these small family places. And once they're gone, they can't ever come back. Georgia Barbecue Almanac. I bet there's a bunch of good stuff in there. I know when you get to South Georgia, there's still a bunch of stuff. Just right off the side of the road or in some random small town, you're always going to be able to find something. But probably within, depending on what side of the city you're on, anywhere between an hour and 2 or 2.5 hours from downtown, it is gotten really hard to find local spots that aren't super expensive. What we do still have, though, are guys who put like barbecue smokers on trailers, and they tow them around behind their Suburbans or whatever, and they set up in gas station parking lots. That is some of the best barbecue you will ever have. If you stop at one of those random places, you got some like guy in a chef hat in a gas station parking lot at 11 o'clock at night, it's going to be good. It is going to be super good. And it's not going to be that expensive either. Yeah, Valdosta's got a lot of good stuff down there. I'm trying to think of the name of this. There's a place off of 75 between Macon and Valdosta. I cannot remember what it was called. And at this point, I'm never going to be able to remember. Let's see. So apologies to those of you watching this expecting to actually see gameplay while we watch this thing go round the outside and I talk about barbecue, but we should probably actually do something else here. Beaverburg is actually looking pretty good on most of this. Obviously, we don't have any goods. We probably should try to set one of those up. Goods factories. I do not remember. Oh, there's literally one right here. Okay. I think the reason I hadn't messed with these before is because the production chain for steel is really annoying to try and split between different things. And this actually hasn't reached full capacity yet. That's interesting. Where is this all going? Because it says it can't upgrade shipping until, well, more stuff is removed. It does not have enough coal. I thought I solved this problem. Or I wasn't going to be running out of coal. Or was that one of those things I was going to bring this in here and I never did? How many of these do I actually have? I've got... Oh, just the one? Yeah, because that's going there, and then this goes out to... Okay, so I never connected... Well, that was dumb of me. I never connected the second coal mine. Okay, so that... Oh, I left it a track and I never used it. Alright, we can fix that. This has... Okay, if it's quick enough, it doesn't matter. Cargo station. Does not need to be 320 meters long. Let's go for that. Is this going to connect at all, or am I going to have to... Yeah, I'm going to have this go slightly more turned, or I can go around this way. And come on. All right, I'm going to have to delete this. There we go. We're not using this road anyway, who cares? Okay, that is going to go collision with what? Or is it saying I got a collision with the, okay. I think it was saying I was going to have a collision with the tunnel, which, I don't know about that one, Chief. Let's Okay, no, that's exactly what it was. That's a problem. It's going to have to go on this side. Yeah, let's rotate this around because I'm going to have time for it to go over. So this is going to need a road. Let's, or is this not the right... This is not the right side of the building for this. Oh, I've created a monster, is what I've done. Because that needs to connect there. What if I... No. Maybe that's why I never did this. That's probably why I never did this. Now if I back this all the way up, can I get this to go across? No. Can I... Oh, no. Oh, it should not be letting me do this. Oh, this is so bad. That's so bad. That's awful. It's truly, truly wretched. Okay. Well, if it lets me do it, then it lets me do it. And that's all there is to it. So that goes to that one. That is going to be... You know what? I'm not going to ask any questions. We're just going to build it. So that's going to be coal supply. That's going to need to have a depot able to actually connect to this. So I don't want to deal with cleaning that up later. I'm just going to build another one. Okay. Let's bring this in here. That's going to go to there. And what is this? What is this running? I've got those Milwaukees. Yeah, that's unfortunately not going to be possible anymore. Okay. Not going to put an AM7 on. I'm not that dumb. It's not really that long for a big boy. But I guess we're going to have to do it anyway. Okay, big boy gondola, 75 miles an hour. How many of these can I fit? Let's just try this. Let's put that onto... Actually, I don't even know what line this is. I also have a lot of questions about the soundtrack for this game, but probably not worth even asking. Alright, so that is New York. I need to check and see what I've got in here. Ah, I had it abbreviated NY Steel Coal Supply 2. That's what I need to call this. Not 23. There we go. Alright, now I come in here and I can name this NY Steel Coal Supply 2. Set it on the path and we should be good to go. This is going to be probably too much train for this. Or it could actually be exactly enough. Let's give it a... Okay, I can put one... I think I can put one more gondola on this. Let's go for that. Yep. That works. So that should help our steel just a little bit. We're not exporting all the steel we can make, but the steel mill is at max level. So I think we should leave this alone for a little bit and decide if it's going to be possible for us to stick any of this somewhere else. Alright, now I gotta scroll up. Trying to outrun the health and safety officers. So, I don't know why, I don't remember when this happened, but lately I've been seeing more and more of these posts online where people have, I guess, either automated it or not, they've created this like account that reports health inspections. And, because it's all publicly available information, you can put it basically anywhere you want. You just link to the thing, and you have it as a screenshot of the whatever. But all of these local restaurants suddenly are getting really, 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 really bad health inspections. Like, you go to a place and you see they got like a 72, you may like, okay, well, it's probably fine. These places are getting the scores in like the 20s and the 30s and the 40s. And they're sharing this on Facebook or whatever. And all these people are leaving comments like, I'm never going to go there again. It's like, buddy, you get a health inspector in your kitchen at home and you're going to be surprised what your score is going to be. You're surprised what that's going to be. But yeah, there's so many regulations around commercial food service. It is absolutely insane that any restaurant manages to actually survive. And a lot of them don't. But food trucks especially have a really hard time, depending on where you are and what the laws and the regulations are in your area. You almost have to have, in some areas, as a food truck, you almost have to have a full-time like commercial kitchen and a physical building that you either own and run, and then the truck just sells the completed goods, or you have to lease space in a commercial kitchen because of the way the health inspection stuff works. Which, hey, I would be very, very interested in having clean and safe food to eat. That's always good. But you look at some of these reports, and you have to wonder, do they have like a vendetta against some of these restaurants? Because in my area, specifically, it's the Asian restaurants that are getting really bad scores. And I don't want to necessarily believe that anything weird is happening, but when it's every single one getting like 20s, 30s, 40s, and the Waffle House has a 90, something's up. Something is definitely wrong with that. Current music sounds like what I imagine CEOs in the 80s wanted people to think they listen to all day. Anyway, incredibly long, ridiculous tangents aside. I need to inspect the steel mill. Okay, so this is exactly what I thought was going to happen. This just rockets right up. But I don't think it has any more levels to go after this. If it still has a bunch of steel sitting here, we may be able to take some of this and have it come over here to this goods factory. I don't know if that's a today thing or not. There's also a steel mill here. There is coal and there's iron here. Okay, this is actually probably much more convenient to do this. It's always really funny to me, people's different experiences at Waffle House, because that's the meme on the internet, right? Is that, oh, you go to Waffle House, you want to see a fight. Like, I've been going to a Waffle House probably on average of once or twice a month for the past 20-something years, 25 years. I have never seen a fight in a Waffle House. Not once. I've been to Waffle Houses in the hoity-toity expensive areas. I've been to Waffle Houses in the hood. I've been to Waffle Houses in the part of the hood the hood's afraid of. Like, I've never seen a fight in a Waffle House. So I don't know if that's just like a selection bias thing for like the people who see the, what was that one Vine or TikTok or whatever, the Waffle House waitress like deflecting a chair that was thrown at her. I don't know. I've never seen it. Yeah, Waffle House is, I don't even know what the correct word would be to describe it. It is a well-oiled machine of insane complexity that somehow manages to operate without, in my experience, without any issues, closing for stuff short of like an actual hurricane actively destroying the building, or a snowstorm so severe that no one can even like physically walk into the building. Otherwise, it's open and they're serving food. That being said, the pull-drop mark system is utter insanity, and I can't believe anyone can figure out how that actually works. The video's on YouTube, the training video, somebody uploaded it, and if what I've been told is to be believed, they designed it so that someone who could not read or write would be able to decipher tickets and have whatever, but I don't know how true that is or not. It's just like really, really complicated stuff that I could never wrap my hand around. They literally have, and I know you probably know this because you're saying it, but for everyone else in the chat, they have an emergency management center. The Waffle House corporate office does. The federal government has consulted with Waffle House about how to run emergency preparedness. That ought to tell you something. That is an unbelievable level of organizational efficiency that I think a lot of people would be very impressed with if they understood how everything was working out there. All right, I've got to be able to make goods. There is a goods factory right here, very close to this. Steel, however, is not close to here. There's another one of these over here. Easiest one to get steel to is probably the way this is laid out is probably this one. Plastic is a different issue entirely because I don't see, what do they call it, a chemical factory? Chemical plant. There's one here that takes refined oil but not fuel. Yeah, that there. This is already not at 100%, so I could divert some of that down here if I really wanted to. I just don't know. I think at this point it's probably too much for me to do like an entire production chain for that today because I do have other stuff I gotta go do. We still don't have enough coal. I can't believe it. We just doubled the amount of coal that was coming in here. Well, yeah, it definitely does tell you something about the government. But I was specifically speaking to Waffle House and their robust ability to manage crises. But yes, the Waffle House Index is a real thing. I have been to Waffle House before where they've had a limited menu because of like something being out or whatever, like from a utilities perspective. But they're always able to do something, unless again the building has been physically destroyed or it is completely inaccessible. What else can I reasonably accomplish before I have to be done today? Now there's one of these buttons tells me, okay, statistics. So I should check overload. Yeah, the passenger stations are really suffering here. But is the Chattanooga Exchange suffering because it's the ring road here. So I think part of the deal with having the ring line around the outside, etc., is that you really run into frequency problems. Because as far... Oh, hey, look, the focal point of the lighting there. As far as I know, these clockwise, counterclockwise lines are... what did I... Oh, I did name that round the outside, didn't I? R comes after P. There we go. I'm pretty sure there's only a single... Yeah, there's only a single train on each one. And I don't know, if I were to duplicate this, I don't know where it's going to stick it, and I don't want them to just be lumped together. So now I'm very curious. So that's in Concord, and that's in Vancouver. Okay, that's actually directly opposite, complete other side of the map. Okay, that's in West Covina. Oh, it comes out of the depot in Vancouver. Okay. Well, that's fine. It's going to improve things at least, even if it's not perfect. People here are smart. If someone can help me, got the ROG Delta 2 headphones, and the mic doesn't work when connected over 2.4, but it does work with Bluetooth. Attachable mic doesn't. I've never actually used one of those headsets that has a mic in it with wireless. I had one 20 years ago that plugged into the dedicated mic port, and of course that worked. I don't know. Maybe it's an issue with, because it's wireless, the microphone will only work with Bluetooth because Bluetooth is designed to be used as an audio thing. And it just doesn't work as a Wi-Fi thing. That would be my best guess. I don't know. That's probably just a thing where you have to have the mic on Bluetooth. But it is weird that it would allow the speakers in the headphones to work on the wireless and not have to have Bluetooth for that. It did work until a day ago. Oh, well, then I got nothing. Detachable mic. Contact issues? Like, did the contacts get corroded or something? Which, if it's always connected, that shouldn't be possible. I don't know. I've not actually used anything like that. Huh. Well, I wish I had better advice for you. Okay, so that Chattanooga transfer for that is the only way that's going to get around. These guys are... Why are there 160 people waiting at the counterclockwise? Why? How is that even possible? Or are these people just waiting to go to the transfer? Or is this just... Ah. Friends, it's that time again. We have to figure out why this doesn't want to move. Waiting for a free path. Aren't we all? Okay, so this... Why is San Diego over here? Okay, this happened before. This thing got completely screwed. I'm just going to... I'm going to take this thing and I'm just going to yeet it, delete it. Because that is not supposed to be over here. Where's the... Goodbye. That's so weird. Yeah, Armory Crate's pretty bad with that. Well, I guess all these people were waiting for a reason. Okay, it's 3:30. We go in 2.5 hours. I'm getting kind of hungry. I should probably go get food at some point. But I do want to check a couple more things. Let's open up this screen again that tells us about overloading. Okay, so Billings cargo with the iron ore is very poor. We already knew that. Concord is having issues. So is this going to be another thing that got taken over by the wrong vehicle in the wrong place at the wrong time? That's Concord, Vancouver, across the way. I'm not going to be able to extend that at all unless I put bi-levels on it. Alright, I'll tell you what. That is full, almost. What about the rest of this line? This goes through New York. Got a couple people waiting there. How many people are waiting in Vancouver? Okay, not that many. I don't need to mess with this yet. But that could be a good candidate for those bi-levels and an AM7 or something. So I've got to figure out if these people are waiting for... They're waiting for the clockwise thing. Okay, we're probably have another stupid thing happening. Let's go to Concord clockwise. 276 people waiting is not something that happens accidentally. So that is, okay, that's on the inside loop. Are there any weird crossovers we should know about? Doesn't seem like it. So where is the vehicle itself? Where is the vehicle for Concord clockwise? Where the heck is this? Why is this down here? Why is this down here? There's no universe in which this makes sense. Alright, I'm just going to put a signal here. So that this thing can go. Alright, come on. Depot access. But it shouldn't be an issue of depot access because this thing has been out of the depot for in-game 30 years. Vancouver, Washington. Why does this say green and then it doesn't go? Alright, I gotta figure out what's happening here. Because this is the clockwise on the inside loop. There's no vehicle here. There's no vehicle here. So why is it... Okay, well now it's gonna go. So I guess that's all I needed to do is put a signal here. Well, there's no signals in the loop, but the other ones are running just fine. Unless they aren't. Oh god, did I do something incredibly stupid? I might have. Somehow it's always signals that do this to me. It's always signals. Now it's waiting for a free path again. Okay, it should not have gone... It should not have gone that way. Oh well. I may have irreparably wrecked this. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of investigation here. Just stop short of this station is probably the easiest way to do it. Oh, that one works just fine. Did this... Oh, that didn't get upgraded to high speed. Oh well. Life goes on. So I know the outer loop is working fine because I've seen this go past here a bunch of times, but no, I'm really curious. We're about to get over to Concord. We're going to find out real quick here. Still Peoria. Chattanooga wants fuel. Well, that's too bad. Figure it out. Alright, San Diego. Shouldn't be too many more for us to get where we're trying to go. And this is Concord. Okay. So that's that. That's that. So this is where it is supposed to be able to get to, is in here. And the issue I think that we were running into is that block detection was making this impossible. So this now... I actually should have checked what city this was in. I really hope that's not about to go around the entire outside of the map. Completely innocent question. What are your thoughts on winter tourism in the U.S.? I've never done it. Are you talking about like domestic or people coming to the U.S.? Because I would absolutely not recommend anyone comes to the United States at this point. Just with waves, hands all over the place, everything that's happening. But I know there are people in the U.S. who will go to like Colorado for skiing, or to a lesser extent the Northeast. This is going around the entire map. This is stupid. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's fine. That just needs to go in here. But upstate New York used to have, I don't know, 50 years ago, a really, really vibrant winter tourism scene with skiing and all that. I don't know. The offer of winter tourism places in the U.S., you talking about like the quality of stuff? Like the... Because I've not gone to any of these places, so I don't really know I can make a suggestion. So clockwise is this internal one. That doesn't have a way to get across to this other loop unless I put in a crossover here. Okay, so now that should be able to just go, I think. Yeah, this is going to come through here. There we go. That's finally been fixed. Signals on the Concord loop. Oh, signals. I hate signals. It's like my arch nemesis. Somehow, I don't know how, but I always manage to do it wrong. What is that one? Oh, that's the diagonal one. Ha! I don't know. I think I know where you're going with this, and that is a enormous can of worms that I'm not going to attempt to open. But I would say the answer to that is no. We already have Alaska. There's tons of stuff to do up there. Terrain arrows in Timberborn. It is. Directional... what's the term for it? I don't know. And now my brain hurts. What the heck is this? Alright, I gotta get these people off here. Alright, let's just check here again. I know that... I don't know why it says cargo stop cannot be used by passenger vehicles. It's like this isn't the cargo station. It's working, so I don't know why it says that. And this is all just roads, so that really doesn't matter. Well, you want to live in the Fallout world, then if you're advocating for that to happen, you're gonna live in the Fallout world, and it's not gonna be good. That specific year was probably the most obvious version of that chain of events, but I think it happened a long time before that. Like, before my lifetime. When will the finale of 1K be out? I'm not sure, because that's one of those things that, for me to do the next episode, is probably going to be between 10 and 20 hours of just letting the game run, and I'm going to have to monitor it, which means I can't have too much else going on. So I was hoping before the holidays to have that finished early 2026, because I was going to have the other series wrapped up, and that did not happen. So realistically, the earliest I could probably finish that would be the end of January or early February. Because I've got 2 series right now that within the next week should be concluded. And then I have the 3rd that within 2 weeks, 2 weeks of today, should be concluded. So in theory, that's going to be the last Timberborn series that I need to wrap up before I start something else. And if I don't have these 3 other ones to focus on, then I should be able to have some amount of time dedicated to that. It's just going to depend on what my weekly schedule looks like. It's in a weird spot right now because the fall I was really, really busy. I had 5 separate jobs. They're not all full-time, but I had a W-2 job. I had 2 very, very intensive part-time jobs, one of which being doing YouTube. And then I had a couple other things. I was trying to do all the train store stuff too. So that was a very, very, very stressful 4-month period where I did not get a lot of sleep and had a whole lot of stuff I had to do all at once, and it was not fun. Most of that has been dealt with. So I should, in theory, in the next, hopefully the next 3 weeks, be able to finish that. Ember Belts has been a lot of fun. I don't know how much more there's going to be in the Ember Pelts playthrough, because I've kind of done everything I want to do. I think it's just kind of clean up at this point. But I'd like to do another one of those soon. Not going to make a firm commitment on that. Water Beavers, we're definitely going to do 1.0. Probably going to skip Update 7 for the Water Beavers, but I think I want the Water Beavers 1.0 full release to be after Timberborn has come out of early access, so that all of the mods can be updated to the stable thing. Because right now, 1.0 Experimental has not had a whole lot of game-breaking stuff changed about it. And we know at some point, early 2026, it's going to go to stable 1.0. Come out of Experimental, and the game will come out of early access. But we don't know when. I have not been told. I don't think anyone has been told. I would imagine that it's probably going to be maybe next month, at the latest March. They'll tell us when they're ready, which, knowing how Mechanistry likes to do things, probably means we will find out after it's already happened. Well, that's fine. Oh, hey, Disarrayer, thanks very much for the €5 and the 5 gift memberships. I appreciate you. Want to say thanks for keeping the channel as it was. Too many starts catering to the algorithm. Really appreciate how you're doing it. I hate catering to the algorithm, so don't worry. This channel's never going to do that. The train channel kind of, to a certain extent, has to, because those videos pay about 20% of what the gaming ones do. But I've been very, very fortunate, thanks to the support of people like yourself, to be able to not even have to question doing any of that here. This has been a very, very, very good situation for the amount of time that I invest and the amount of time that you guys invest in the amount of good that I'm able to get back from it. It's been very, very good, so I appreciate it. Clippy sends his regards. I haven't even thought about that guy in years. Oh boy. Have I looked at the rest of this stuff? Town statistics? I haven't even looked at this at all. Growth is something that's probably something we should have kept a better eye on, but that seems to be fine. Industry, all that. I think it's time for this to be done for today, because I got to go do some other stuff. But I really appreciate you folks tuning in. These are never going to pull the numbers that Timberborn streams do, but I really like this game. And I, for one, am having a very good time. I hope you can say the same. Just saw you were live. Oh, yeah, we're right at the end. Sorry about that. I wish I could say we need to focus down some campaign prep for D&D. Have a great time. Appreciate you guys. Even if I didn't read back or acknowledge or whatever anything you said. I do always read the chat. I can't read everything out loud. I really like it when I do the Raid Shadow. Yeah, I'm never doing Raid Shadow Legends. You know what's funny is I've just started ignoring all of those things that come into that email address. I don't even get those anymore. It's like, hooray, I won. No, I never have to. Your viewers are going to love Raid Shadow. No, they're not. Does anyone even play that game? Like, I'm genuinely not trying to be mean to the people that develop the game. I'm sure they're good at what they do. But, like, does anyone even play that? Or is it just commercials? I don't know, man. Yeah, I got to have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're going to have a Water Beavers video go live for the, well, not live, it's pre-recorded, but you know what I mean. Members will get that probably around 7 or 8 o'clock, and then everyone else is going to get that tomorrow morning. Take care, friends. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.